Hello guys, today we are again reading Diary of Wimpy. Previously we lived at page number 8. Let's continue. Wednesday. Today we had physical education. So the first thing I did when I got outside was sneak off to the basketball court to see if the cheese was still there. And sure enough, it was. That piece of cheese has been sitting on the court since last spring. I guess it must have dropped out of someone's sandwich or something. After a couple of days, the cheese started getting all moldy and nasty. Nobody would play basketball on the court where the cheese was, even though that was the only court that had a hoop with a net. Then one day, this kid named Darren Walsh touched the cheese with his finger, and that's what started this thing called the cheese touch. It's basically like the cooties. If you get the cheater, you are stuck with it until you pass it on to someone else. Scream! The only way to protect yourself from the cheater is to cross your fingers. But it's not that easy remembering to keep your fingers crossed every moment of the day. I ended up taping mine together so they had stay crossed all the time. I got D in handwriting, but it was totally worth it. This one kid named Abe Hall got the cheese touch in April, and nobody would even come near him for the rest of the year. This summer, Abe moved away to California and took the cheese touch with him. I just hope someone doesn't start the cheese touch up again, because I don't need that kind of stress in my life anymore. Thursday. I am having a seriously hard time getting used to the fact that summer is over and I have to get out of bed every morning to go to school. My summer did not exactly get off to a great start, thanks to my older brother Roderick. A couple of days into the summer vacation, Roderick woke me up in the middle of the night. He told me I slept through the whole summer, but that luckily I woke up just in time for the first day of school. Shoot! You might think I was pretty dumb for falling for that one. But Roderick was dressed up in his school clothes and he had set my alarm clock. I had to make it look like it was the morning. Plus, he closed my curtain so I couldn't see that it was still dark out. After Roderick woke me up, I just got dressed and went downstairs to make myself some breakfast, like I do every morning on a school. But I guess I must have made a pretty big racket because the next thing I knew, Dad was downstairs yelling at me for eating Cheerios at 3 o'clock in the morning. It took me a minute to figure out what the heck happened. After I told Dad Roderick had played a trick on me and he was the one that should be getting yelled at. Dad walked down to the basement to chew Roderick out, and I tagged along. I couldn't wait to see Roderick get what was coming to him. But Roderick covered up his tracks pretty good. And to this day, I'm sure Dad thinks I've got a screw loose or something. Today at school, we get assigned two reading groups. They don't come right out and tell if you are in the gifted group or the easy group. But you can figure it out right away by looking at the covers of the books they hand out. I was pretty disappointed to find out I got put in the gifted group because that just means a lot of extra work. When I did the screening at the end of last year, I did my best to make sure I got put in the easy group this year. Friday picked up the book. Phew, thanks. Mom is real tight with the principal, so I bet she stepped in and made sure I got put in the gifted group again. Mom is always saying I'm a smart kid, but that I just don't apply myself. But if there's one thing I learned from Roderick, it's set to people's expectations real low, so you end up surprising them by practically doing nothing at all. Roderick, I want a dirty interview off the kitchen table before I get home from work. Grunt. Later. Actually, I am kind of glad my plan to get put in the age group didn't work. I saw a couple of the Bing says boo kids holding their books upside down, and I don't think they were joking. Saturday. Well, the first week of school is finally over, so today I slept in. Most kids wake up early on Saturday to watch cartoons or whatever, but not me. The reason I get out of bed at all on weekends because eventually I can't stand the taste of my breath anymore. Unfortunately, Dad wakes up at 6 o'clock in the morning, no matter what day of week it is. And he's not really considerate of the fact that I'm trying to enjoy my Saturday like a normal person. Vroom. I don't have anything to do today, so I just headed up to Ravli's house. Ravli is technically my best friend, but that is definitely subject to change. I have been avoiding Ravli since the first day of school, when indeed that this is something that really annoyed me. We were getting our stuff from our locus at the end of the day, and Ravli came up to me and said, "Want to come over to my house and play?" I have told Ravli at least a billion times that now that we are in middle school, you are supposed to say hang out, not play. But no matter how many noogies I give him, he always forgets the next time. I've been trying to be a lot more careful about my image ever since I got to middle school. What having Ravli around is definitely not helping. I met Ravli a few years ago when he moved into my neighborhood. His mom brought him the book called How to Make Friends in New Places, and he came to my house trying all those dumb gimmicks. Knock knock, huh? Thermos, excuse me? Thermos be me some way to tickle your funny bone. Say what? I guess I kind of felt sorry for Ravli, and I decided to take him under wing. It's been great having him around, mostly because I get to use all the exotic pulls on me. Did you know that if your hand is bigger than your face, it's a sign of low intelligence? Really? Ha! Gotcha! Whap! But do I have low intelligence? Let me check again. Monday. You know how I said I play all sorts of pranks on Ravli? Well, I have a little brother named Manny. I could never get away with pulling any of that stuff on him. Mom and Dad protect Manny like he's a prince or something, and he never gets in trouble, even if he really deserves it. Yesterday, man drew a self-portrait on my bedroom door in permanent marker. I thought Mom and Dad were really going to let him have it, but as usual, I'm wrong. Oh. But the thing that bugs me the most about Manny is the nickname he has for me. When he was a baby, he couldn't pronounce brother, so he started calling me Bubby, and he still calls me that now, even though I keep trying to get Mom and Dad to make him stop. Luckily, none of my friends have found out yet, but believe me, I have had some really close calls. Hey, this one says it's to Bubby. Must be a mistake. Toss. Mom makes me help Manny get ready for school in the morning. After I make Manny his breakfast, he carries his cereal box into the family room and sits on his plastic potty. Seeds for him, cookie and cookie for me. Ha! And when it's time for him to go to daycare, he gets up and dumps whatever he didn't eat right in the toilet. Dump. Mom is always getting on me about not finishing my breakfast, but he had to scrape cornflakes out of the bottom of a plastic potty every morning. He wouldn't have much of an appetite either. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I'm super good at video games. I bet I could beat anyone in my grade head to head. Unfortunately, Dad does not exactly appreciate my skills. He always getting on me about going out and doing something active. So tonight, after dinner, when Dad started hassling me about going outside, I tried to explain how with video games you can play sports like football and soccer. You don't even get all hot and sweaty. But as usual, Dad didn't see my logic. Dad is a pretty smart guy in general, but when it comes to common sense, sometimes I wonder about him. Slam. I'm sure Dad would dismantle my game system if he could figure out how to do it. But luckily, the people who make these things make them parent-proof. Dab nab these fancy gadgets. Every time Dad kicks me out of the house to do something sporty, I just go up to Rowley's and play my video games there. Unfortunately, the only games I can play at Rowley's are card racing games and stuff like that. Because whenever I bring a game up to Rowley's house, his dad looks it up on some parent's website. And if my game has any kind of fighting or violence in it, he won't let us play. And I am getting a little sick of playing Formula 1 racing with Rowley. because he is not a serious gamer like me. All that you have to do to beat Ravli is name your car something ridiculous at the beginning of the game. And when you pass Ravli's car, he just falls to pieces. Bad fart ahead. Wahahahaha. Anyway, after I got done mopping the floor with Ravli today, I headed home. I ran through the neighbor's sprinkler a couple times to make it look like I was all sweaty, and that seemed to do trick for dad. But my trick kind of backfired because as soon as mom saw me, she made me go upstairs and take a shower. Wednesday. I guess dad must have been pretty happy with himself for making me go outside yesterday because he did it again today. It's getting really annoying to have to go up to Rowley's every time I want to play a video game. There's this weird kid named Fragley who lives halfway between my house and Rowley's. And Fragley's always hanging out on his front yard. So it's pretty hard to avoid him. Wanna see my face? Secret Fracka? No thanks. Fragley is in my physical education class at school and he had this whole made up language. Like when he needs to go to bathroom, he says, juice, juice. Us kids have pretty much figured out Fragley by now. But I don't think the teachers have really caught on yet. Okay, kid, G, whiz. Today I probably would have gone up to Taulis on my own anyway because my brother Roderick and his band were practicing down in the basement. Roderick's band is pretty awful and I can't stand being home when they are doing rehearsals. His band is called Loaded Diaper, only it's spelled Loaded Diaper on Roderick's band. You might think he spelled it that way to make it look cool, but I bet if you told Roderick how Loaded Diaper is really spelled, it would be news to him. Dad was against the idea of Roderick starting a band, but Mom was all for it. She's the one who bought Roderick his first drum set. I think Mom has this idea that we are all going to learn to play instrument and then become one of those family bands like you see on TV. Dad really hates heavy metal, and that's the kind of music Roderick and his band play. I don't think Mom really cares what Roderick plays or listens to, because to her all music is the same. In fact, earlier today, Roderick was listening to one of his CDs in the family room, and Mom came in and started dancing. That really bugged Roderick, so he drove off to the store and came back 15 minutes later with some headphones, and that pretty much took care of the problem. Thursday. Yesterday, Roderick got a new heavy metal CD, and it had one of those parental warning stickers on it. I have never got to listen to one of those parental warning CDs because mom and dad never let me buy them at the mall. So I realized the only way I was gonna get a chance to listen to Roderick's CD was if I snuck it out of the house. This morning, after Roderick left, I called up Rowley and told him to bring his CD player to school. Then I went down to Roderick's room and took the CD off his rack. You are not allowed to bring personal music players to school, so we had to wait to use it until after lunch when they let us outside. As soon as we got the chance, me and Ravli snuck around the back of the school and loaded up Roderick's CD. But Ravli forgot to put batteries in his CD player, so it was pretty much worthless. Then I came up with a great idea for a game. The object was to put the headphones on your head and then try to shake them off without your hands. The winner was whoever could shake the headphones in the shortest amount of time. I had the record with 7.5 seconds, but I think I might have shook some of my feelings loose with that one. Right in the middle of our game, Mrs. Craig came around the corner and caught us red-handed. She took the music player away from me and started chewing us out. But I think she had the wrong idea about what we were doing back there. He started telling us how rock and roll is evil and how it's going to ruin our brains. I was going to tell that there weren't even any batteries in the CD player, but I could tell. She didn't want to be interrupted. So I just waited until she was done and then I said, yes ma'am. But that when Mrs. Craig was about to tell us go, Rowley started blubbering about how he doesn't want rock and roll to ruin his brain. Honestly, sometimes I don't know about that boy. For today, it's only till this. Bye.